Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the preview show. This is the, what is this, bowl game number 33. It's the big ones. It's which we finally gotten into the meat, Scott. By the way, I am Scott Steen. I am the lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com. Winnersandwhiners.com, the number one site in the world for predictive sports analysis. Always free, always there for you. So go over there and check that out. And of course, I'm joined as always by my co-host. He is the one, the only
Scott Reichel, senior handicapper over winnersandwhiners.com.
And together, if you haven't seen us before, we do a show each and every day called Heading Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. Every day on your favorite streaming platform at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, over at YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, Facebook Live, where we take a look at our favorite games of the day, as well as break down yesterday's action, have a little fun, talk to you guys in real time. So make sure you stop and check that out as well. All right, Scott. Well, as we talked about, this is the game number 35. This is the first of the national semifinals. This is the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, featuring those upstart, scrappy-do Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the machine of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. The Crimson Tide has been installed as a 13.5-point favorite. 57.5 is the number. Well, Scott, is Cincinnati just going to be happy to be there, or are they motivated to make a statement and pull off the shock of the year?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes, both.
Okay. All right. Expand.
I'm not picking them to cover this number, but Cincinnati, I do think, is still being disrespected. They know the world's taking Bama, and they know that even if they lose, then nobody expected them to win. So I do think they do have. I think they have a bit of a Cinderella story complex going on, where they could just play with house money, let it go free, try on some fourth downs, gamble a little bit, see what happens. So I do think that Cincinnati will make this close. I'm not picking Bama by route, but 13.5, if it was 14 plus, I might actually take Cincinnati. But at 13.5, I got to take Bama. They're better athletes at every position. Now, the matchup that you got to keep in mind is going to be, of course, Jameson Williams, who is phenomenal and should be a top 10 draft pick, against the likes of Ahmad Gardner, who is one of the most underrated cornerbacks in the entire league or entire nation. So that is a very nice cornerback 1 versus wide receiver 1 matchup there. Plus, Mechie's out, so you don't exactly have a secondary option because besides Williams, they don't really have many other guys. But Bama's defense got it together, and we got to talk about Cincinnati because they played Notre Dame earlier this year, and then you had the classic conference schedule where everyone wonders who they beat. And I do have to factor that in because Bama looked really good against the previously thought to finish the season unbeaten Georgia team, and they really took care of business. So I'm picking Bama. I think they'll find a way to win. I do think that Cincinnati's going to hang around. I think that it's going to be a nail-biter throughout. I got Bama winning by exactly 14. So I'm taking Bama to cover by the slimmest of margins.
Okay, very good. And I do want to remind everybody, this is a new partnership that we have rocking and rolling with our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook. They're doing that first-time deposit match play up to $1,001. So basically a free play, win, lose, or draw. You are guaranteed not to be down your GER. So definitely check that out. Perfect way for new bettors who have not yet tried the app or the website to have a really super deal. So if you don't have the Caesars app, download that. Or go online. Make sure you put the promo code in Video Winners. Video Winners is the promo code. And you'll get that opening bet match, win, lose, or draw up to $1,001. Check the show box of our regular videos that we have up there on YouTube. We have the actual link. If you can't find it, we can help you out there. Of course, you have to check, make sure it's valid in your state, and you must be 21 to play. So as far as this game goes, Scott, I got to tell you, I'm happy to see Cincinnati here. I'm glad they broke the pigskin ceiling, as it were.
I'm rooting for them so hard.
Yeah, I know. And this is a team that you talk about. Well, who did Cincinnati beat? Well, they beat Notre Dame on the road. Great win, obviously. I think that win got them in the playoff for sure.
I think the Houston win was huge too in the conference title game.
It was, and that was a fairly dominating win. It was a kind of push and shove early, but they were able to take care of business there. Ryan says he's got Cincinnati plus 14 in Delaware. Hard not to take Cincinnati plus the 14. Yeah, that's what Scott was talking about.
That's exactly what I said. 13.5 makes it tempting for Bama, but 14 above, it's Cincinnati or pass for me.
I'll tell you what I do like. I do like Cincinnati in the first half. I think
Yeah.
that they might be able to stay with them for a half. I think eventually the size and the athleticism of Alabama, I think it eventually shows through. I think they probably pull away in the second half. I've got Bama to cover here too. I'm not happy about it, but I keep, you don't know what you've got with the Cincinnati team, kind of. I mean, obviously they went 13-0, very impressive, but they had a 4-game stretch, man, against some really bad teams where they absolutely played with their food. With I don't know, Tulane, Navy, Tulsa, what was the other? Oh, the Bulls, South Florida. So they rallied the troops a little bit. Very good win against SMU. Took care of business against East Carolina and then Houston, 3 bowl teams. And so if we have that team that looks focused last 3 weeks, I think they've got a puncher's chance. I just think Alabama will eventually be too much for them. So I've got Cincinnati there. As far as the total goes, where are you at on that one, my friend?
I actually like the under. I think that Cincinnati's going to try to play keep away. I think that with, of course, a mobile quarterback and Ford back in the lineup, they actually have a very good ground game. So they should try to milk some clock, and they should try to actually move the chains via the ground, keep the clock running, keep the Heisman Trophy winner off the field with Ritter and company. So I like the under. The question I have with Cincinnati isn't even the secondary, because I really like the secondary. With Kobe Bryant with a C and with Gardner, they really do have good corners that I think could match up with this Bama depleted receiving core, because once again, besides Williams, they really don't have many guys because Mechie's out for the year. But the defensive line, I have question marks because Bama's offensive line looked really good against Georgia, and Georgia had easily the best defensive line for the entire regular season. So that's kind of the concern that I have in the trenches. I think Bama is going to struggle through the passing game more than people think because of that secondary. I think Cincinnati is going to struggle blocking. So I like the under. I think you'll see a very competitive game. Not a low-scoring game per se, but I got 34-20.
Yeah, this is a Bama team that doesn't run the ball particularly well. They've averaged just 4.1 yards per rush this season. But they do score some points, man. Like I said, and a lot of that had to do with having Mechie on the field, but only 2 teams, LSU and Auburn, held the Crimson Tide under 30 points. So take an under here at your own risk. And
I think that if we think Cincinnati's going to keep it close, they have to stick somewhat to the script, and that involves playing keep away. So I'm hoping they can generate enough first downs just to sustain some long drives that'll eat up clock. Because Cincinnati, I know they occasionally go fast. I got to assume they're going to try to slow it down at least in the second half if it's close.
yes, I see. Yeah, no way that doesn't work out. I think that's exactly what they want to do. And this is a Bearcats defense, and again, they played. They didn't play in the SEC. Okay, we can admit that the AAC is not the SEC, but they do have the number 1 ranked pass defense as far as efficiency numbers go. So
don't insult the AAC. 2-0 against the SEC in bowl games. Don't insult them.
Okay, fair enough.
Florida and Auburn, take that.
That's a legit point. The Cincinnati team can score too. They put up 30 in 10 of their last 13, but I think this is going to be a different type of complexion game. I agree. They want to limit the mistakes of Desmond Ritter because he's going to make them. And that's the thing he's a guy that we've noticed that struggles to throw the ball downfield, anything from about 20 yards from the line of scrimmage, deeper than that.
High.
It's a lot of stuff going off that back foot. So keep an eye on that. But you and I both agree on this. Alabama minus 13.5 and the under 57.5. So that's going to do it for our preview on the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck on all of your plays, not just on this one, but on the entire bowl season. Thanks for watching. We got one more to go, Scott. Maybe looks like it may be a little bit more competitive, so we'll be right back to talk about that one. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.